Hey, I'm Danielle DeLate for The Buzz, in studio today with Nevo The Mentalist. World-class mentalist, has performed all over the world, and now we're lucky to have you in studio with us.
Thank you for having me. It's a
How are
pleasure
you?
being here.
Oh, beautiful. Well, it's great to have you in studio. I'm just going to say before we start this interview that he just blew my mind with a trick on my phone, and it was incredible. You are the real deal.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah. So when did you first know that you had this gift?
So I started figuring out that I'm into mentalism, into this kind of art or craft at the age of 9, something around that. And I started working more and more, practicing, trying to understand how can I master it. So it was small games like hide a coin in one of your hands. I'll try to guess it, think of a color, and I'll try to say what a color you have in head. And I was just trying to master it again and again, trying to understand the human brain and why people make those decisions and think about that or that. And by the age of 11, I started being very good at it, started performing. And at the age of 12, I've been in Israel's Got Talent, finalist over there. And that's really like when I took it professionally to the next step.
Wow. So was this something you were born with, a gift, or is this something that, if someone wanted to train to be a mentalist, could they do that?
So I'll say it's not a superpower, but I feel like there is a gift. So I can teach you to play soccer. You won't be Messi probably, and I can get someone to learn how to play the piano, but it won't be Mozart. So I can teach you psychological techniques that I'm using, NLP, body language reading, suggestion, hypnosis, but being able to like combine everything, all those techniques together, doing this cool stuff, I'm not sure if anyone can do it.
Yeah, wow. I'm just thinking about when you first discovered you had this gift at 9. Who was your audience that you were testing this on? Was it your friends at school?
Friends in school, family, my older sister, she's like, I was every day, okay, think of a number. No, it's not it. Think of a number, think of a number. Like trying again and again until I mastered it and really understand how does it work.
Yeah.
So it was so cool. My friends, they can't like see anything. They're like, enough, that's it. I don't want you to do anymore.
So does it help you predict, say, the lottery, solving crimes, or like sensing when someone is lying?
So me, I'm really into entertainment. That's most of what I do, performing corporate events, private events, not really solving crimes and using it for guessing the lottery. Actually, you cannot guess the lottery because lottery, it's not that someone is picking it. I don't have a superpower. But if someone will think about those numbers, I'll be able to guess it. I'll be able to predict it. So it's not luck. I can't predict luck. Lottery, it's luck. It's just a computer that picks the numbers. So I can't predict the lottery, but I used to do a lot of good things with it when I was in a different position in my life. I used those psychological techniques to do some good.
Wow, I'm glad that you're using it for good.
Yeah, definitely. Awful good. And just launched my book in Israel. And basically, I'm teaching those psychological techniques that I use for entertainment for getting other people to understand how can they use more from their brain, communicate better, conveying messages better, just be a better person.
Wow, and can we get that book over here in the States as well?
We are working on that. We
Okay.
are working on that. It will be soon, hopefully.
Well, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I would love to give it to you.
Yeah, thank you. Well, what have been some of your highlights from traveling all over the world? You've performed in some incredible venues.
Yeah, incredible venues. So I started like performing worldwide when I was 13 after Israel's Got Talent. I lived in Dubai for half a year when I was 17, and I was the first Israeli performer that was able to perform in Dubai right after Abraham Accords. It was amazing. This place is crazy. Performed really all over the world: London, Vegas, Miami, New York, LA, Singapore, Panama, really all over the world, Barbados, crazy places. And I feel like first of all, I feel really blessed because being able to travel around the world, meeting a lot of people from like just different cultures, entertain them, make them feel good, blow their minds, and just being able to travel the world with my passion. It's not that I feel like I'm working. I wake up every day, I'm going from place to place, different countries every week performing. just feeling good, because there's a saying, if you wake up and you do what you love, you never work. And I feel like that's what I'm doing.
Yeah. And with your shows, you performed in front of some huge audiences and other more intimate performances. So what do you prefer? Do you prefer a large crowd or a more intimate, smaller audience?
So actually, it's a very good question, because the larger the audience, the easier it to me. So the most challenging things and acts for me to perform is one-on-one or 5 people, 20 people. That's the most difficult thing, because everybody's with you and you have to be very concentrated and just look at them. And when it's a larger crowd, you just lead it the way you want and you just control. I feel like it was always easier for me to perform in front of larger crowds. But of course, I did that, and sometimes 3,000 people. Sometimes it's like Dubai's Prince with 5 people. So it's really interesting. But for me, larger crowds, definitely.
I've also seen you perform your skills via Zoom.
Yeah,
So how does that work then when you're not in person?
that's very interesting, because when COVID hit and started like being a thing, I was really in a good position in my career, started performing abroad. Then COVID started, all my show got canceled, and I had to figure out the way to keep performing, keep sharing my talent. And I was very passionate about it, trying to like figure out, okay, what am I going to do now? And mentalism, it's all about the connection with a person, to see your body language, the way you sit, the way you move, the way you smile. And doing it online, remotely, it wasn't easy. So the first 2 weeks of COVID, I was like trying to figure out how can I do it. Then I found a way, and I was the first mentalist to perform remotely from far online. And I created a few great techniques to get that information that I need through this little square and window to see that person. But there's another perspective of it that wasn't that that wasn't that fun for me. Is basically, imagine that I guessed the name that someone's thinking of or a number, and no one is clapping their hands because they're all muted. So like, that's the name, and I used to like, okay, 1,000 people in the audience, everybody's like getting crazy, standing up, clapping their hands, being amazed. And it's like, wow, they're amazed, but I don't hear anything. So for me as a performer, I'm doing it just because I love to entertain people and to make them feel good, be blown away. And that period of time, like 1.5 years, that I used to perform on Zoom, that was very challenging for me. But I did during COVID more than 150 shows through Zoom.
Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible. So I'm interested, when you're performing with a live audience, have you ever had a situation that's maybe not going the right way that you thought it would go? And if so, how did you overcome it?
So I feel like it's kind of, I don't know, it's like kind of an adventure, because I'm taking the audience, the spectators, to an adventure. They don't know what's gonna happen. They don't know what's the act and where it should end. So imagine we are walking on the field, and I figure out that it's not the right way. Then I just navigate to a different way, trying to guess another thing, and they think it's a part of the act, part of the experiment we're doing. So I just lead them. They don't know the end of the movie. I just change the end, pointing them to a different direction, and do it. Because it's not, if it was a trick, like a magician, then it would always work. If it was superpower, then I would always get it right. But because it's psychological techniques, and sometimes, I don't know, you're upset and you don't have you're not really concentrated on me, or someone is trying to trick me. So I'll just find the right way to move things around, to change things around, to make it amazing as it should be.
And I was thinking with that, if you're a magician, you kind of have your show rehearsed, whereas for you, every night would be different.
Yes, every night would be different. So, by the way, also the acts themselves, it's not that just the result would be different, but also changing the acts. Because amazing people, and try to blow people's minds away, I can do it to anyone, but not every act is perfect for the right person, if it makes sense. So what you'll think is crazy, you'll think it's okay. So I have to see the audience, try to understand, okay, that's the person I'm working with, that's Danielle. I have to try to understand what will get her, what will blow her mind, and find the right act for her. So it's not a trick, it's more like an experiment that I'm doing with the audience.
And in this day and age, everyone's attention spans seem to be shrinking. So as a mentalist, does that make it easier or harder for you to entertain the crowd?
I feel like the fact that I'm the youngest mentalist in the world, I'm 21, started performing at the age of 9. So as a mentalist this age, I understand that attention because I have it too. And I'm trying to make sure that my act is very like on point. There are some magicians and mentalists that like shares a whole story about an act, and then they do just like guessing a name, but it takes them half an hour because they tell a story and what's behind it. Sometimes I feel like my job is to amaze people and blow their minds, and that's what I need to do. I want to do it as fast as I can, as strong as I can, and just to start with that, and then to go to another act and keep them surprised every time. So it's more like a comedian that you have to make joke every 30 seconds. For me, that's what I'm trying to do.
So many different aspects all coming together to make it work.
100%. So I have to be very concentrated. I have to be very like focused and calm because I have to always analyze body language, see what's going on. And sometimes, for example, I say a few stuff, then I see by your facial expressions which way I should go to and just point you in that direction. So always trying to be as focused as I can and understanding those little tells that your body give me and to go with it.
So you say focused and calm. How do you, before you go on stage, what is your pre-show ritual to get into that area?
So it's very different, depends where I'm at in my life. And I think that this time doing sport really helps me. Doing sport, just go to the gym, relax. There's a period in my life that was music, just to put my earphones on, listen to some music. It really helps me to get there. But most of the time, I think lately, it's just to be in the moment. So if I have something that bothers me, it won't work. I have to be in the moment. If something happened, I put it aside. That's that. And now we're in the show, in the event, meeting people, trying to be present in the moment. And I feel like it's something that everyone should learn, because if you have a meeting and you're thinking about something with your family or girlfriend, whatever, you're not really there. And people need that kind of attention. You'll be way nicer to the person you're speaking with, and the connection with that other person will be way deeper. I feel like that if you'll be present in this like center in the moment, not thinking about something else.
That's great advice.
Thank you.
So what would be a dream scenario for you moving forward? Would it be a TV show, a residency? Where would you like to go to next?
It's a very good question, because the holy grail of mentalism, it's Vegas. Of course, it's a residency in Vegas, and of course that's a dream. But I feel like, first of all, the world changes a little bit, and if back in the days they heard your name and in order to see you, they had to fly over to Vegas, be very excited for your show and see you live. Today they can just book me to a private event or see me on Instagram or social media and just, or hear at the buzz and just see what I'm doing. So I feel like the world is a bit changing, but I do want to do it just like, to do like check mark. Okay, I did Vegas, and I also did a residency in Dubai. That was a crazy, great, unique adventure that was been through. It was very awesome, and I learned a lot about myself. Touring, doing a residency at such a young age, 17, taught me a lot, and that's a great dream that I want to achieve in the next 5 years. Residency in Vegas. Also, I think a TV show, not about just the entertainment side of it, but more about the psychological side. I believe that I can do great things and I can teach people to do great things using those psychological techniques, just create a better world with it. So I want to work on that as well. And now, look, I moved 3 months ago to the US. I used to, like, last 10 years, just going back and forth, performing and flying all over. Now I live in New York, traveling in the United States, of course, performing, doing shows, TV, but now I feel like that's the time to focus on this market, to show what a mentalist is. Many people don't know what is it. They feel like, is it a psychic? It's like what you do. And just trying to define mentalism as Nevo.
And talking about mentalism, is there a community of mentalists that share trade secrets or hang out together? Are you friends with any other mentalists?
Yes, of course. We have a great community all around the world. The community is great, very supporting. We have conventions that we meet all around the world. Sometimes like 1,000 people in England, in like weird place. It's really like Hogwarts in some way. It really feels like that. Like there's no way to get into the community if only if you know a few peoples. But it's very good because you always walk around people, meet people. They all ask you, how do you do it? How did you learn it? All of those questions. Just sometimes to hang out with people that's really fun experience. Yeah.
Well, you blew my mind off camera before we started, but I want to ask you, can we show something on camera for everyone who's watching?
Of course. Let's do something. I would like you to think. I want to try to go back to your past.
Okay.
And I want to take you back to high school. Let's go first crush. Like
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
You were a young kid. Just think of it.
Okay.
Young girl. Okay. I feel like there's a letter that repeats itself in the first name, right?
Yes.
Okay, close your eyes for 1 second. This is what I'm getting. There's no way.
Okay, can I open my eyes?
Yes, you can open your eyes.
Okay.
For the first time, what's the name you're thinking of?
The first name or the last name as well?
Full name.
Full name. Gene Kelly.
Gene Kelly.
Yes.
That's the name of your first crush?
Yes.
That's crazy because this is exactly what I wrote.
That's amazing. That's like, I think maybe one person knows that in my life. Like, no one knows this. But I just used to watch his movies, and as a young kid, I would idolize like his dancing and everything like that. And I was like, that's incredible. All the movies I had to watch at my grandma's house growing up.
So Gene Kelly.
So yeah. And this is like, pre-social media, pre all of that.
You just had it in your mind, and just the fact that I can get into someone's head trying to understand what's going on in your head.
Wow. And you do that through, I mean, I don't know how it's done, but I'd like to know how it's done. But you do that as we're talking.
So it really depends. There's two main techniques that I mastered during the years.
Okay.
So it's either me taking that thought from your head, what's called mind reading by other psychological techniques, or me placing that thought in your head. So it's either me getting it from you or trying to force you or get you to think about what I want you to do.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's point you in the right direction. If it's places, if it's actors that I'm trying to guess which actor you're thinking of, someone's famous, or a color. These kind of things, it's more influence, me trying to influence you to think of that. And the other segment is just to get those thoughts from your head.
Okay. Amazing. Well, I can't wait to see. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. This was amazing. My mind is literally blown, like incredible. You're going to blow up. You've achieved so much at such a young age. I just can't wait to see what's next for you. So thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Thank you so much for your time, and just remember to think good and positive thoughts because you can never know who might be reading them. So thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Nevo The Mentalist, and you've just been buzzed.